Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another Monday. Welcome to Amplify Your Brilliance Mondays as I join you weekly to give you the tools that will activate your faith as you start or grow your business. Because listen, faith without works is dead. So those of you that know, like you want to start a purpose-driven, a purpose-focused, a God-ordained business. It's the thing that you're meant to do in this world. Oh, and you want to get paid for it. I give you tools every Monday that will activate your faith because you need it. You need faith, right? And so this is our sixth Monday of the year. If you've been with me, you know that this year is our for such a time as this year. And, by the way, as you come in, I'm going to my comments, say hello, tell me where you're from. I want to hear, if I say something that resonates with you, steps on your toes. If you have questions, I want to hear it so I can pour more into you as I join you with you. 30 minutes of quick content that'll get you activated for the week. And so today, our conversation continues with our for such a time as this year. And what I was getting ready to say is if this is your first episode with us, I want to encourage you to go back and watch. You can do that on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is the NRJ Network, nrjnetwork.com. You can go back and watch other episodes from Amplify Your Brains Monday. And what I'm going to do is build each week, one on the next. And really what my goal is to give you great activation to go after the next level of you. See, when God calls you, he doesn't call you for who you already are. He calls you for who you have not yet become. And that leads us to today's conversation. So if you were with me last week, we started theme 2 for this year. And theme 2 of our For Such a Time as this year is all about keep your eyes on the prize. And so our conversation for this week, I'm trying to go back to my comments. Our conversation for this week is you need a script. You need a script, or a script is key to the entire process. And so, no, I'm not talking about a movie or a TV show. Although, yes, I don't know if you realize that without a script, there is no TV show, there is no movie. The script for a television show or a movie, it sets the goal for actors, like who's going to say what when, what scenes do you need, like what do you need, a house, do you need to be outside, do you need horses, do you need children? So it tells you how many actors you need to hire, it tells you how many sets you need. It actually activates the budget, so it speaks to everything that has to occur for a movie to happen, even speaks to what happens in post-production. So it's a lot of things that people don't realize when you're watching a movie, all the things that happened before it even got filmed. And so in the same vein, in your life and or business, you need a script. And so that's what I'm going to talk to you about tonight, because here's what I know. Many of you are working without a script. Oh, I'm saying it. Many of you are just doing whatever, whenever, however, and that is no way to live. Listen, even the Bible is a manual for living. Even God was intentional when he built the world, when he created the world. So why would you not need to live with intent? First thing I'm gonna drop on you. So by the way, if you see me looking, I have my notes here because I could teach on the next 10 hours on this. I got 30 minutes. I'm always laser focused with you for 30 minutes. So as you're coming in, tell me hello. If this is what you need, tell me, ooh, girl, you stepping on my toes as I'm sharing stuff with you. Even if you're coming back and watching replay, even those of you that are watching the replays on YouTube, I want to hear from you, right? So here's the thing I want you to get is this is why vision boards are so important. And so it's more than just having a vision board. I'm going to walk you through the three reasons why you need to have a script, a vision. You need to actually not just have it up here, but have it created. Okay. And why the beginning of the year is why you want to look at your vision, because you want to set your vision for the year. You want to really tap into where you are and where you're going for this year. Right. So with that said, number one, you've got to know, you must know where you're going, right? So how many times have you met somebody or someone called you and said, let's go out for lunch. And they say, come meet me at, and they don't even tell you the name of the restaurant. They don't tell you the address. How can you meet them if you don't even know where you're going? Listen, even a house has a blueprint. Even when you are looking to get somewhere you've never been, you have to put the address in the GPS. So your vision begins to set the tone for where you're going. It's a visual reminder of what you're working toward. Now, listen, there's a Bible verse, Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. Even if you have a vision for your family, it's helpful if your children see the vision for the year. What's the goal you all are working toward as a family? Come on. When I go close, my necklace gets bright in the light, right? And so, I know you've heard this Bible verse over and over and over again. I'm going to break it down even more. It's Habakkuk 2 2. Then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets that he may run who reads it. Now, write the vision and make it plain on tablets. He didn't say, just think about the vision and just dream. He said, write it down. The things that God puts inside of us, he'll drop an idea, a thought, a desire in your heart. And here's the thing, when you write it down, it's a visual reminder of what you're working toward. It helps to fuel what's happening. But here's what so many people do, and this is step number 2. So first you got to know where you're going. So that's why you've got to write the vision. You've got to see. See, sometimes you need to see it before you can be it. Ooh, let me say that one more time. Somebody retype that because that's good, or tweet it. You need to see it before you can be it. Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So the evidence is God dropping something in your spirit. And sometimes you got to look at that and look at that. It might be a long time before it happens when God gives you something or tells you something or places something inside of you. It's like a seed that goes in the ground. When a seed first gets planted, it doesn't overnight become a tree, overnight become a flower, overnight become whatever plant you want it to be. It doesn't happen like that. It takes time. So what do you do in the time, in the days where you see nothing? The vision. See, the next part of that same Bible verse says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it. But how do you wait for something if you can't see it? What's interesting, and this is real talk. I remember when I kept dating the same man over and over. Oh, Lord, I kept wondering, when am I going to get out of the scripts? But then I wrote down what I wanted in a man, what I knew I wanted. And I didn't focus on what I didn't want. I focused on what I did want. Can I tell you, when I did that, after all the bad relationships I had been in, and said, okay, Lord, if I'm going to have a man, first of all, I was done with men. Let me keep it all the way real. But if I'm going to have one, this is who I want. I don't want nothing less than that. Do you know my husband is abundantly above that? He's abundantly above all I could ever ask or think. And he's my best friend. I could have never even thought that I would have met a man that can get the funny Nicole, the spiritual Nicole, the CEO Nicole. Oh, there's so many layers to me. And those of you that know me, and if you watch me, I'm silly. I'm silly and spiritual and serious all at the same time. And I could be that in the same 30 minutes. And I needed a man that can hang with that. I also needed a man that would not try to dim my light. Every man I met before my husband couldn't stand my light. They either said things like, why'd you have to talk? Because somebody asked me a question. So you're upset because I'm smart? So I had to write the vision. There is a man out there that will appreciate my brilliance. There's a man out there will applaud it. There's a man out there that will get it and not trying to dim my light. And hello, when I said it and believed it, it came. That's why the law of attraction got so big. And I want you guys to get really to me now as a Jesus girl. The law of attraction is saying this: God, I believe you and I know it's possible. So I'm going to believe it even when I can't see it. And when you believe it and you speak life into it, God brings it to you. Because that's what faith is. It's believing through see nothing days. I said Hebrews 11:1. I'm going to say it one more time. Faith is a substance of things hoped for. It's a substance of things hoped for. The evidence of things not seen. So here's the second thing. You got to place your order. So step number 1 is you got to know where you're going. So that's why you got to write it out. But then second, place the order. It's like, on my days that I cheat, I love to use this for an example. On my cheat days, when I go to McDonald's, don't judge me. And I drive up to the drive-up window, right? I drive up to the drive-up window and I say, yes, hi, can I have a filet of fish? I place my order. And I don't stop and think, I wonder, do they have a filet of fish today? I wonder, do they have the special sauce that I love? I wonder, do they have the cheese? I don't think of any of that. I just place my order. And see what happens, many of us, and this was me for years, I would limit God's ability to bless me, right? Because I started thinking, I wonder if I'm asking for too much. Maybe I'm not meant to have that. Instead of trusting the desire in my heart, I believe when you have a desire in your heart to do something or be something, God put it there. If you put it there, you're meant to have it. You've got to just be bold enough to go and get it. That's why it says, again, I repeat Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision and make it plain on tablets that he may run who reads it. See, he may run who reads it. He may go get it. He may do what it takes, or she may do whatever it takes to obtain it. So first you got to see it, and then you got to work toward it. Well, first you got to see it, and you got to believe it, and then you got to work toward it. So my question to you is just with those first two. Where are you stuck? What have you not done? What are the places where you have limited God's ability to bless you? This is why I am encouraging you this year to, I meant to bring it up, and I forgot to bring it in my office. I have a journal that I'm using. I'll try to remember to bring it next week, that I bought from a woman named Stephanie, and I want to share with you the journal because it's so phenomenal. But I'll try to remember to bring it next week. No, it's not over there. Anyway, and this is why I'm encouraging you to sit in being time intentionally every day. This is why I'm giving you journal work every week, because I really want you to have abundantly above all. Listen, God created each of us that with abundance that's tied to us. And if we're willing to do the work, then it's available to us. The question is, where are you stuck in your abundantly above all? Number one, have you written a vision? Have you created a vision board? If you haven't, then the homework I'm going to give you tonight, part of what I'm going to give you, part two of the homework, and not homework, your I always give you a gift every week, is going to be how to create a vision board. Now, those of you that already have a vision board, I want you to check your vision board, because some of it, a lot of it, you may have already done. Some of it, you may have played yourself small and limited God's ability to bless you, because there might be some things that you didn't put on your board that you know that you desire, but you don't believe you deserve it. What is that about? I need you to get clear. If you don't believe you're worthy, it won't come to you. And because you're on this earth, you are more than worthy. You're a child of God. You're worthy of it. The question is, do you know it? Which is number three. Number three is let go of how. So number one is you got to know where you're going. Number two is place the order. Place your order. Know where you're going, and then place the order. This is what I want. Listen, I got an order placed right now in my journal. I've been praying over it. When it happens, I'm going to tell y'all. I've had three things I prayed over every single day in the last 6 months. And I'm seeing the traction behind it, because I'm believing it. And when two have come to fruition, but I can't talk about them yet. Actually, it's four things, right? I can't talk about them yet, but I will. And it's because I wrote it. I prayed over it every day, wrote it in my journal, put it on my vision board. My vision board is right there. And I've been doing the work. And some of the things that have been coming to fruition right now, I've been working on for the last 10 years. And I'm seeing it happen right now, because I didn't give up. Though the vision tarry, wait for it. And some of you guys are stuck in number three. So I want to see where you're stuck. You must know where you're going. Number two is place the order. And you haven't placed the order if you don't have a vision board. You haven't placed the order if you haven't updated your vision board. You haven't placed the order if you haven't then asked God for it. You haven't placed the order if you aren't working toward it. Because listen, when you place the order, you then drive up and get it. Are you driving up to go and get it? Are you doing the work to obtain it? Then third is let go of how. I think for many of us, and I say us because this is me included, is I get stuck on the how. How is God going to make this happen? Because sometimes we can't see it's possible. But I'm going to tell you, God does his best work when you can't see how. And you trust him anyway. And you trust him anyway. I've seen God do things. Listen, the fact that I was able to work with Steve Harvey, I still don't know how that happened. But God, I want you guys to get this. God will direct your path in ways you never would think are possible. That's why the Bible verse says God will do abundantly above all you could ask or think. He's drumming up something bigger for you. So when you place your order, have you ever been to McDonald's and you get to any place, Starbucks, Burger King? Maybe y'all aren't bad like me, so I'll say Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, right? And you get to the front and you got like two hamburgers or four hamburgers, you only ordered one. And when you say, oh, you gave me too many, they're like, oh, keep it. See, God is always going to do more for you than you would do for yourself. He's always going to give you extra when you do the work, but you've got to do the work. And so today, for this Amplify Your Brains Monday, yes, this is a conversation that so many people have and we overlook it because vision boards are so overstated. Everybody talks about vision boards, but do you really understand the importance of it? Do you understand the importance of believing what you can't see? Now, many people know the write the vision, make it plain on tablet Bible verse. I'm going to read the Bible verse before it and the Bible verse after it so you have better context to the whole conversation. You ready? Starting at verse 1. Okay, so this is Habakkuk 2:1. Okay, I'm going to read 2:1 through 3. I will stand my watch and set myself on the rampart. Let me set it over. I will stand my watch and set myself on the rampart and watch to see what he will say to me and what I will answer when I am corrected. Then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets that he may run who reads it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Now, the thing I think is interesting, and most we don't ever read verse 1 that says, I will stand my watch. This is the man talking probably to himself. I'm going to stand my watch. I'm going to stand my watch and set myself on the rampart. Like I'm going to sit still and listen to what God says to me. I'm going to wait for him to give me direction. It says I will watch to see what he will say. I'm going to wait for God to give me direction and what I will answer when I am corrected. So he's saying, I'm going to sit and listen and let God direct me. And what God says to him is write down the vision. Write it out. Stop waiting on me and write it out. I put it in you. Write it out. It's almost like Joseph. We hear about Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. We hear about him over and over and over and over, right? And I believe his story is in Genesis 37. And what's interesting is Joseph had dreams. If you don't know the whole story, I'm not going to tell the entire story, but I'm going to give you the Cliff Note version. So Joseph had dreams. He was birthed at his father was old, right? He had 11 brothers or 10 brothers, and he was the youngest at the time, and he had another younger brother later. But anyway, so he was his father's favorite because his father had this boy at his old age. So because his father loved him, he gave him this beautiful coat of many colors. And his brothers were hating on him. So to make the long story short, they plotted to get rid of him. They plotted to kill him, then couldn't kill him, so they sold him to slavery. And so he became a slave in Egypt. Goes to Egypt, and he gets favor in Egypt again with the second in command. And then Potiphar's wife says, "You're kind of cute." So then she tries to sleep with him. And when he denies her, she then says, "Oh, Potiphar, he tried to rape me." So then Joseph gets pushed in jail. Now, mind you, Joseph's dream, when he told his brothers, he had a dream. That's why another reason why his brothers hated on him was that I'm going to come into power and I'm going to save the family. Now, it was deeper than that, but I'm giving you the short, quick version. They were like, "Oh, who do you think he is? Bad enough he got this coat. Now he's going to tell us he's better than us and we're going to work for him and he's going to save the family. Bye." So they sold him to slavery. He gets to Egypt. He has favor. He starts working for Potiphar. Potiphar's wife hates on him. Got another hateration. He gets pushed in jail. Now, mind you, he has a vision. All this stuff happens to him. It takes a good 13 years before the vision begins to happen. So while he's in jail, he interprets a dream of one of the I forgot what his position was, but it was a guy that worked in the palace that was in jail with him. So when the guy that gets out, he was a cook, I believe, in the palace, gets out and goes back to work in the palace, he forgets about Joseph because he's like, "Hook me up when you get out. Tell the king about me, what I can do." Well, the guy forgets about him. Now, soon enough, Pharaoh starts having these dreams and the king starts having these dreams and no one can interpret them. And so the chef says, "Oh, I remember there's a guy that's in jail that can interpret your dream. I know he can." So not only does Joseph interpret his dream, but the king puts him as second in command. Remember, he had that dream. That's what he told his brothers. So then there's a famine in all the land, and the only place that has food is Egypt. So his brothers have to go to Egypt to ask for food. And who they have to ask for? Joseph. Why am I telling you this? What's this have to do with you? Because God gave him that vision when he was a boy. His brothers hated on him. It took 13 years for that vision to come to fruition. Though it tarried, wait for it. See, Joseph could have been bitter. He could have been acting a hot mess. He could have been like, oh, I'm not helping. This dream stuff doesn't work. But he never did that. He stayed faithful. He found favor because of how hard he worked, no matter where he was. And so you've got to let go of how. I'm sure Joseph didn't know all this stuff was going to happen in the middle, but who he became as a result of all the things he went through. See, everything you go through, there's a quote that says, life's adversities are God's universities. And we often want to quit in the middle because the middle passage doesn't look good. The middle passage is where it gets hard and scary, but you've got to let go of how. You got to let go. It doesn't look like this is ever going to happen. You got to let go of how you think it's going to happen. Understand, God never does anything the way you think it's going to happen, because He's not God is not checking you and checking your bank account, and checking what you know, and checking who you know, and checking your resume. He's checking your faith. And so I just stopped by for another Monday to give you tools to activate your faith. And so tonight I'm going to drop into the Women of Brilliance tribe. I'm going to show you the Women of Brilliance tribe. Where is it? There it is. So in my Facebook group, I give you every week. So if you miss any of the tools, by the way, every week you can go to the file section in my Facebook group and you'll get the activation for that week. So even more than what I shared, it's only 2 pages. It's not long. So I give you even more background to why you need a script. I give you great reflection for the week. This is your reflection for the week. And then in addition, for this week, I'm also giving you how to create a vision board. Now, listen, even if you already have a vision board, I want to encourage you to look at your vision board. Listen, you could have created your vision board in December and it's February and it's already shifted. I know mine has. So what do you need to add to your vision board? What dreams did you not dare put on your vision board because you thought they were too big? What ways have you limited God's ability to bless you because you've limited what you put on your board because you can't see how that can happen? Oh, God has so much in store for all of us. This is your for such a time as this year. But if you're going to get to your for such a time as this year, you got to work for it. So I want to encourage you, join the Women of Brilliance tribe. And yes, I ask you questions. And this is streaming live in the Women of Brilliance tribe. So hey, y'all. So as soon as I hang up every Monday night, I put the reflection for the week right into the Women of Brilliance tribe. So again, this is my invitation to you to join us. It's thebrilliancetribe.com. And every Monday, I'm here with you. Every Monday, I join you to pour more into you. So if you're getting insight, if any of what I'm sharing is blessing you, I want to encourage you to invite another woman or two. I want to encourage you to, at the bottom, share. Share this with your tribe. Share this with your group. If you're watching live or replay on Facebook, you can even share the YouTube link, because all of these go in YouTube as well. And then I also want you to share the value you got out of our conversation for tonight, the value you got out of understanding that it's time for you to write your script. It's time for you to write the script to the play of your life. It's time for you to go after your Grammy. I mean, not Grammy, your Golden Globe, your Emmy, because you're going to live the life of your dreams. You're going to go after your breathtaking future. You're not going to limit God and limit His ability to bless you by what you can see. But I want to encourage you to go after your big, bodacious dreams. And listen, if you don't know how to do that, if you feel stuck in any way, please comment here so that I can help you. Please share questions and comments so that I can I'll start other episodes by answering some of your questions and your comments. All right. So with that, that's our conversation for today, week 6 here of Amplify Your Brilliance Mondays. It's my honor and pleasure to share with you and pour into you every Monday. I see some more ladies are joining us. So with that said, tell me hello. Tell me the one thing you got out of our conversation for today. And I look forward to pouring more into you week after week. Again, I'm here every Monday live, 7 p.m. EST. And you can always come back and watch the replay if you can't catch me live. All right. So have a phenomenal rest of your week. And I'll see you next Monday, 7 p.m. EST for Amplify Your Brilliance Mondays.